Since 1930, Broadmoor and its people have grown in faith. We have also increased in numbers, going from 31 members in 1930 to over 6,000 members in 2001. Just as in our beginning, our growth and our faith have been built upon constantly seeking God's will for our church.
Broadmoor helps me on a daily and weekly basis. I tell a lot of my friends, if it wasn't for this church, I couldn't be as kind as I am to people or seeking God as I do.
The preaching has been very good. The teaching's been very good. Broadmoor and the people. I mean, it's the people.
It's very friendly, like everyone's real friendly, and especially the youth group just seems very mature spiritually and just in every other way. Just everybody's real nice and just it seems very God-centered.
I think it's a wonderful church. It's given me opportunities to grow. It's taught me things spiritually.
I've been able to grow spiritually, and there's been a lot of great leaders here, and both adults and youth that have helped me throughout my life, just helped me grow in Christ.
I think we've always had a special heart at Broadmoor for children, maybe because we know they may spend their whole lives here.
Our vision at Broadmoor is to reach our neighbors and have even a greater impact on our community than we have ever before. This takes faith.
So no matter how strong or how weak our faith may be, we ought to pray continuously, Lord, help us to have faith that is ever growing.
For over 75 years, the members of Broadmoor Baptist Church have based the church's mission, its growth, and their very lives upon strong and abiding faith. What a rich heritage we enjoy. The strong leadership of those early members, prayerfully guided by an unwavering leadership from the pulpit, has forged Broadmoor into one of America's great churches. Through the years, the Lord has given us the vision of what He could do if only we would follow. He has led us from a small wooden tabernacle to a fledgling neighborhood congregation. Because of His blessing, we have become a large family of believers, and that same faith compels our prayerful preparation for yet another generation of believers in this place. Broadmoor's outreach extends throughout our community. It reaches all areas of our city and state. Our mission field is the whole world, wherever there are people who need to know that Jesus Christ is the only answer. In 2001, our diverse congregation encompasses all ages, with people from all walks of life. Over the years, our campus has expanded to better serve the needs of our growing membership. Now, without reservation or pause, the Lord is leading us to build in order to meet the challenges of Broadmoor's future growth. Through faith, ever growing.
Why faith ever growing? Because this is about a faith that must continue to grow if we're going to be God's church here in Broadmoor. It's about a history that began in one sense in 1930, when a group of people caught God's vision for this community and established a church right here on this site. We're blessed to have someone who was there, a charter member, Mr. Linwood Cobb.
A pastor named Brother Sims came by our house and said that he would start a church out in Broadmoor. And we got in the car and went out there with him that day, and all that was there was a cotton patch with a barbed wire fence down the front. There was not a house from Uri Drive all the way back to the hills of South Highland. And I looked out there and I thought, well, I guess they're going to build a church here, but where are the people coming from? They had it ready in 30 days, ready for Easter at any rate. And they had our first baptism up there, and I got baptized the first night they ever had baptizing in that church. Well, the church has been going fine since 1930, and it will continue to grow. You just have to believe in the Lord and have faith.
As your pastor, I challenge you to join me in continuing this vision into the future, because this vision has deeper roots than that small group of 75 on this plot of land. This vision began in the mind of the Lord 2,000 years ago, when He stood before another small group of people and told them to go into all the world and tell what they had seen and heard. That's what we're doing, continuing that vision. I ask you to pray about what God would have you do and join me and the members of our church family as we build on our past with faith ever growing.
Broadmoor's new facilities are designed to point us toward worship. The heartbeat of the church will resonate from the worship center on the northeast approach to our campus. The cross-crowned spire atop the new building will be a visible beacon to all who come this way, reaching outward to our community while pointing heavenward to the source and substance of our faith. The new structure will face Uri Drive with a central fountain and landscaped pedestrian walkways leading from the parking areas. An Ockley Drive covered access will provide additional parking and easy access to the front of the building. Large entry portals from nearby parking lots will allow all worshipers direct access into the beautiful atrium of the worship center. Ample room is planned in the wraparound atrium for members to stop and visit with their guests and friends without creating congestion for those entering and exiting the worship center or the Bible study and educational areas. Beautiful glass walls and hard surface floors in the atrium area will lead directly into the worship center. It will be an exciting place, a comfortable place, a beautiful place in which to experience the living presence of the Lord. With a seating capacity of more than 2,700 seats, the fan-shaped design of the facility actually preserves the intimate feel of a much smaller room. 2 large projection screens will provide words to hymns and choruses and will offer an enhanced view of the pastor and worship leaders during the service. Our pastor will be easily seen from the most distant rows. Those responding to altar calls will no longer have to exit the worship center in order to walk down our aisles. Everyone, including choir members in the loft and congregants seated on the back row, will be able to hear our pastor and worship leaders. In Phase 1A of our building plan, senior adults will enjoy spacious new meeting rooms with easy access to nearby parking and to the worship center. Comfort and convenience for our senior adults in Bible study and in worship will become reality in the educational areas adjoining the worship center. We are grateful to our senior adult members for providing a firm foundation from which to launch this Faith Ever Growing campaign. Phase 1B will be launched immediately after the completion of Phase 1A and will provide the much-needed accommodations for Broadmoor's growing preschool and children population. For these youngest members of our congregation, a beautiful, secure, and educationally enriched environment will be constructed near the worship center and the young adult education areas. More space for worship, more space for senior adults and children, more room to accommodate the needs of our growing congregation well into the next decade. What an exciting time to be a part of this dynamic congregation of baptized believers at Broadmoor Baptist Church.
This is your opportunity for you and your family to leave a legacy, not just with material things, but a legacy written on the hearts of men, women, and children, showing them what life is really all about. It's really all about Jesus Christ.
You know, anything that is going to be a challenge is going to be tough to do, but we see God blessing in all that we're trying to do, and we look forward to not only doing it, but the challenge that's there and watching God just move and work through the people to get it accomplished.
We need to grow, and I think we're in a position now where we can grow even more. We need more space, and of course, if we are to grow, we're going to have more spaces.
I think we tend to cling to the past, especially if those were happy memories in the past. But I've also seen change here at Broadmoor, and every time there's a change, it's better.
I feel that if we step out in faith, if we feel led to move toward a building program, I really feel like the Lord's going to provide us the means. He's going to allow us to accomplish the task in the time that He wants it to be accomplished, and He's going to draw us all closer to Him in the process.
This parking lot is empty right now, but I ask you to envision with me a beautiful house of God that will reflect our faith in the Lord and in the future He has for our city. We need you to help us capture that vision with faith ever growing.
By by building this, I think that our heart is really to reach other people, you know.
We could host bigger events where not only our church, but outside churches and the people of Shreveport could actually come.
I'm excited about the fact that we're going to have facilities that will accommodate anyone.
Everybody's going to have the wow factor. We're going to all walk in and we're going to say, this is neat.
Unless the Lord build the house, the laborers toil in vain who build it. That would be my desire, that it would be totally apparent to every person in that worship center that this was a project that was done by God.
I wonder what's going to happen here. What new and exciting things are going to happen now?